You're listening to the best local sports show. Boots, Bats and Balls on Six Towns Radio.
Chills Bar, Beardsley, sponsors of Port Vale content on Six Towns Radio.
Ben Williamson, Rochdale game on Tuesday night. It seemed that Vale had got it in the bag, and then it went a bit wrong towards the end, didn't it?
Yeah, obviously we got that second goal and it looked to obviously kill them off, but it didn't work out like that, and there's a number of factors why, and obviously the sending off was a big factor for us, and in the end we were lucky to get to an actual point out of the game.
Well, Rochdale came here and they battered the hell out of Vale, didn't they? And do you think it was retaliation from Morsey that caused that? You know, because it was a definite sending off, but it did change the game.
Yeah, it was a definite sending off, and I've seen it again, and it's quite a bad tackle, but yeah, it did change the game, and obviously we were 2-0 up then, and we were cruising really, and they didn't look like really causing us any problems, and I'm sure we would have went on to score more, but obviously football doesn't work out all the way you want it to all the time, and it's obviously changed round after that sending off and ended with a point, so just got to take the positives if you can.
Yeah, a point's better than nothing, but there was a couple of times like Pope, who was onside, he could have got his third. There was a time when Pope went down and Mary Williams should have been allowed to play on. It happens in football, doesn't it, unfortunately. But you've got to talk about your own game, because you actually started the game after scoring 3 and 5, super sub here at Vale. You could say that, so it's good for you to actually start the games, isn't it?
Yeah, it was nice to be part of the starting lineup, and I was obviously disappointed not to score because I did have a few chances, but on another day I reckon you score 3 or 4 goals there, so hopefully that will turn around and my luck will change and there will be goals.
If you're starting now, you've got more minutes in the game to score, of course.
Yeah.
But it's getting a bit cold now. It's freezing on Tuesday night. You get frozen pitches. Obviously the injuries are starting to come in a little bit. So I think other players are going to get a chance as well, aren't they?
Yeah, obviously we've got a few injuries now and obviously a suspension to deal with, and I think we've got the players to come in at the moment and do the same sort of job, and hopefully we can just all pull in the right direction and all move on and get points.
The cup draw last week, Sheffield United, it was on the cards really, I suppose, with Mickey Adams going there last year and coming back to the Vale. Has he said anything about it besides to the press? He said that if he stayed at Sheffield United he could have turned things around. Has he said anything else?
Not to us, obviously. We're more concentrated on the league now because obviously we've got 3 more games before then, so we just look to move it out of the way at the moment, and then when it comes to it we'll look at it.
I think you've got 4 games, 4 league games, haven't you? I think 2 and 2 away. Right. Starting this Saturday with Southend.
Yeah.
Any thoughts going down there?
Yeah, obviously it's a great game. Obviously it's quite far for us to travel, but we'll get down there tomorrow and get our rest and hopefully get 3 points on Saturday.
Does that unsettle you a little bit? Because there's a lot of games, your Plymouths, your Southends, Exeters, there's a lot of games where you have to travel down the day before, or doesn't it bother you at all as a player?
No, it doesn't bother me as a player, and obviously as a team we've done really well away from home at the moment, this season especially, and hopefully we can travel down there and put on a good performance again and get something out of the game. Yeah,
it is still early in the season. Vale are, sitting second. No one can really complain about that. Popey, top scorer in the league, the country, Europe. The world. Well, Europe, yeah.
Yeah, he's on fire this season, and obviously 17 goals already is a great thing to have, and I'd be happy with 17 goals for the whole season if I was to be honest, but he's got it already, so he's flying, yeah.
Well, let's hope you get your chance, mate. Thanks a lot for that.
Cheers, mate.
We love music. You are locked into Six Towns Radio.